Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we are going to present our project. The title of our project is UTHM Hostel Application System for subject BIC 20904 Object-Oriented Programming. We are from Group 7. Our group member consists of me, Noor MAISARAH binti Muhammad ROSLI, AI 200177, Noor SHAHIDA binti Muhammad FAUZI, AI 200057, Noor AIZATHUL AKMA binti JOHAR, AI 200032, NURDANIA binti Muhammad YAZIB, AI 200097, SITI Noor SUWAIBAH binti Muhammad Zain, AI 200223, and lastly CHONG AI 200228.
So for the introduction, we have input a full code for UTHM Hostel application system which are able to print out all the application forms, new applications, apply to a particular room and cancel the application. The UTHM Hostel application is a system that we designed to help the university in managing students' hostel applications. So in this program, there are 6 psychomotor that have been included, which are classes, attributes, constructors, methods, inheritance, and also data structure, which are arrays and linked lists. Next, these programs also contain 3 classes, which are superclass and 2 subclasses. The superclass is named hostel.java. For the superclass, it has 2 more subclasses that are inherited from it, which are reservation.java and simulation.java.
The department of the College Kediaman Tun Syed Nasir manages all the students' hostel applications and its room records minutely. The process may involve a lot of paperwork. Students are required to fill in the application form and submit it to the hostel management. Then, they need to record the application manually into a logbook that stores students' information. This traditional method is not effective as it forces the hostel department staff to monitor the availability of hostel rooms and the students' hostel applications. For instance, they need to track the hostel room availability manually by looking back at the hostel room records. Therefore, the process may make students' hostel application very time-consuming. Besides, the paper format used for application purposes is such an old way to fit in with today's generation. It is very hard to preserve the information if it is in paper format. The physical size of a piece of paper makes it easier for someone to lose sight of it. Application forms or the record may be lost, stolen, or may get destroyed by natural calamities like fire or water. It is very difficult to update, delete, or view data if the number of students is high. Moreover, there are many disadvantages to company handling the leave manually. In this process, it could also be prone to human error, like the staff wrongly recording the room number or missing the student's information. There are also possibility of human error in students' application forms as there are no automatic restriction or constraints on the application form. Therefore, this may cause an inaccuracy and inconsistency of the data. In short, the traditional method could make hostel management less effective. Therefore, we are planning to develop a good and reliable system that could help the hostel department to save time, reduce the administrative work, maintain accurate hostel record, and get rid of the bottleneck effect of the traditional method. Students will be able to apply to the hostel room easily using this application.
Next slide is about the objectives. The objectives of this project are to develop a hostel system to make it easier for the residential college to handle the student admissions. Second is to develop a system that is able to perform the record insertion and record removal. The third one is to develop a system that utilizes all the object-oriented programming elements such as classes, attributes, constructors, methods, inheritance, and data structures, which is arrays and linked lists. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Next is the methodology that we use in our project, which is UML class. UML is stand for Unified Modeling Language class notation. UML is used to representing a system along with the class name, attributes, method, and information about the system. By looking at the figure in the right side, there are 3 classes which are hostel, reservation, and simulation in one package. Hostel class holds the record of hotel availability, which is rooms, reserved room, and cancellation, and also to display the reservation. Reservation classes are linked to the hostel, and in reservation is the information of the customer. Simulation class contains the details of the customer that reserved the hostel's room. The classes in this project consist of two mutators, which is setRoom and setName. SetRoom constructor is used to set the room number. SetName constructor is used to set the name. There are one default constructor and two parameterized constructors. One that receives one argument, name, and another one that receives two arguments, names and room numbers. There are three accessors, which are getRoom, getName, and toString. Accessors getRoom and getName are used to return the room number and name respectively. Then the toString is an accessor that returns a string representation of this object.
Hello Doctor, now I'm going to continue the presentation with the functions of each options and the Java library of function used in this program. Initially in class Hostel, we have imported class of Java util.ArrayList. The ArrayList class is a resizable array which can be found in Java util.package. The first figure shows us how we importing the ArrayList class. The second is we declare the ArrayList rooms variables. The third one is we use the ensure capacity method from ArrayList class and assign it to 5. The ensure capacity is a method used to ensure capacity of ArrayList instance if necessary to ensure that it can host at least the numbers of elements specified by the minimum capacity arguments. Then we have the add method. The add method is used to add elements to the array, and the next one is the get method. The get method will be used and refer to the index number to access the elements in the array list. We also have set method and refer to the index number is used to modify an element in the array. The size method is also used in the for loop to look for every element in the array list. The next one is the new options. The method name is the public int reserve rooms that will receive string persons. This method is a method used to reserve the room for a person which is according to the ascending order of the room available by default. The code uses a for loop and if statements with the condition of the availability of the room to create an object from the reservations class and then set the name with the respective room numbers. In this case, the smallest room number that is available as it checking the availability of the room starting from 0. It will return an int rnum-1 that means room number decreased by 1 unit. Next is the options for apply. The options apply will direct into the method in class hostel.java public boolean reserve room that receive arguments string person and int room num. This is a method used to reserve the desired room by passing their name and their desired room numbers. The system uses try and catch method to test an error if the user gives incorrect input. If there is an error of passing arguments, especially in the room number, then the codes will not be executed and return false. And an error message of application fields will be executed in the main method. If the user passed the correct arguments to the method and the room number desired is available, then it will create an object for reservations, then set the room number -1 and set the reserve object by using the mutators inherited from the reservations class and returns a true value. Next and the last options is the cancel options. The method that will be carried out is public void cancel reservations that will receive string persons. This is a method used to cancel a reservation of a room based on their full name or the name used for application. This method will use the loop concept and to find the room that the user is going to cancel based on the student's name by comparing the arguments of the method with the name inside the system access sync using the room.get bracket I dot get name bracket. If the argument name equals to the system name, then reset the room number into null values. In class simulations, we have imported the class of java.io buffer reader. This Java buffer reader class is used to read the text from a character-based input stream. It makes the performance fast. Initially, we use it to make our system more effective, and the running time will be decreases as we use the buffer readers. Initially, we make an object that inherits from buffer readers. The project teams utilize the readLine method to read the data line by line. The flush method is used to print writers class in Java is also used to flush the stream, which means clear the stream of any elements that may be or may not be inside the streams. It does not accept any parameters and returns any values. That's all from me. Thank you.
This is the Java code that we have been created, which consists of three classes, which is the first one is Hostel, the second one is resolution, and the last one is simulation. So for the Hostel classes, it consists of the process and the calculation that we need to use in the program. So it also consists of constructor, which is a public hostel with no parameters. And then for the resolution part, it consists of constructor, mutator, and also assessor. And the last one is simulation class, which the simulation part to run the whole program, and it will print out all the requirement that needed, such as user need to fill out their information. So next, I will run the program and see the output. Okay, so after we run the program, it will print out welcome to College Kediaman Syed Nasir Institution Hostel Malaysia and the hostel application. So for the first timer, it will ask either it was for new application and or to quit the program. So if you want to apply for a new application, just type new. So it will require to enter the user information. So next is the matrix number, faculty, phone number, email without the @ service name, service phone number, and then it will print out the room that has been applied, which is not AIZATHUL AKMA BINTI JOHAR, apply for room 1. And then it will ask, it will give a menu command, which is to view all the application form, we just need to type view, and to apply for someone else, we just need to type new. And then to apply a particular room, such as if they want to apply a specific room, they just need to type choose. And the last one is if they need to cancel the application, so they just need to type cancel. So if I want to apply a particular room, I just need to type choose. And then they need to enter the same information as if we enter new. So just fill in the requirement needed. available, it will print out the room number that are available. Such as we try to put room 3. So it will print out Siti Nur Suwaibah binti Muhammad Zain for room 3. So if we want to apply for someone else, but and we didn't mind to put them in either each room, so we just need to type new again, and we need to put the same information. So just type random one. Sorry. Okay, and then it will print out that the one it has required a room for the one that we apply lah. So next, if you want to cancel the application, So firstly, we need to view the application. Okay, and then it will view all the application, which is AIZATHUL AKMA, room number 1. Just now that I type randomly from room 2 together with Siti Nur Suwaibah. So if we want to cancel any application, so we type cancel. Okay, and then we need to enter the name that we want to cancel. So we just type the name. Okay, and then it will print out that the random name just now has no application. So if the user has settled the application process, they just need to type read, and it will print out 20. So that's all for the simulation part.
So now I will talk about the conclusion of this project. So the concept of the object-oriented programming has been applied in solving the problem for this project. And throughout this project, we are able to perform a few activities, which are perform record insertion, record removal, and list all selected record in the system that we created, which is the user is able to fill up the application form of the UTHM Hostel application system. And the last one, the program code consists of few object-oriented programming elements such as classes, attribute, constructor, mutator, accessor, method, inheritance, and data structure.